Hi, I'm Carrie Cordy. It is, God, it's Sunday, what? I think the 18th. So in 4 days, I have worked, what is it? I think I'm at 47 and a half hours. If I get a full shift tonight, I will be at 60 hours. So, yeah, I worked a lot. It's really kind of nice to do the chill. It's just jumping right back in it, and it's probably one of the coolest job titles there are. I'm the chill baby. um, I don't know. It's been a struggle because the misgendered, and you get the younger guys, as one of the older guys I work with was saying, is like, they just get their feelings hurt way too easy, and they don't handle it all the best, and it's totally true. And I've been thinking a lot about my life and how I'm now 40. I'm gonna be 41 in a couple of months. And for anybody that knows my umbilical cord day, the day I was born, I don't really like celebrating it. Growing up, there were several times that my family forgot my birthday, but I'm not alone there. My brother Ed did have his birthday forgotten too. He had his in the summertime, and it was just easier to forget then. And so, it's not unique. Ew, it's off balance. So the day I like to celebrate as like a birthday, but even still, it's not something I've really gotten into, just largely because of the situation in my life, and that it's just such a struggle. But it's May 5th, and that's the day that I went on hormones. And I know I've made videos that address this, but I had to fight for 8 months to go on hormones, and it wasn't an easy fight either. I'm on OHP, the Oregon Health Plan, and WOA is the branch in this county, in this area, that kind of manhandles the OHP stuff. And the OHP OHP is the Medicaid expansion program, just so people out there know. So WOA wouldn't approve it. It was something that OHP, that the TransCare, certain things in it would be now covered, and they were dragging their feet trying to get the proper things taken care of. And when I'm passionate about something, I'll research everything. I got to the point there was an administrator that would keep my file out, because as I had their direct line and I would call, I knew their policies off the top of my head, their mission statements. I could quote facts as far as the suicide rates of trans people, and what other counties have done, and the things that they've implemented, and the WPATH, what's taken as the standards in care for a lot of the medical shit. Trans is not a small part of that. And so they use these guidelines, and these were another thing that I had memorized. And so I'd bring all this stuff off the top of my head, and there at the end I had to tell them that if you don't have me on hormones by the end of April, I don't think I'll be alive. It was bad. I was heavily suicidal. I couldn't go on, because what hormones is, it takes 2 to 4 years for all the effects to be realized. So it's basically you're waiting to wait, because you have to wait for the changes, and they're slow, and you want them so bad. And so having somebody say no, you're waiting to wait, and that's just one of the most maddening things to go through. So I heard through various sources that people had been fighting a lot longer than me to get, there was somebody I ran into, and we're now friends, that had been fighting for like a year and a half before they got on hormones themselves. And what happened is I took the fight so intensely. On April 1st, the Oregonian published an article about the rural areas, how the branches of OHP aren't implementing the trans care and how much it's affecting. And I was a part of that article. It uses my dead name, and there's only one paragraph about it. But I told them I went public, and if they didn't do anything, I'll keep going larger and larger, and it will be the biggest headache they've ever seen. And it got to the point where I was even swearing and crying, and I got the reaction you would expect of, well, you're going to have to calm down, and we can't, if you this and that. And I was able to explain to them in very complicated but understandable terms that I was using this as an expression of my frustration, because every single other area of talking to you and letting you know my where I'm coming from has not been understood. I feel like I'm not being understood for what I'm saying. So I'm using this extra emotional passion to relate to you on how difficult this truly is for me. So this was for informative reasons, and it was not as an attack directed upon you, but you as a representative of your organization. I will refer to you as if you were the organization and not you as the individual. So, I was able to clarify that. And it was in a calm, cool manner after being, very passionate. As that's one of the things about me that people don't expect. I will show that, and I will not do what society says is the prim and proper thing and the right way to get your point across, to fight. And so I will use all that I can, and I'm going to show the world my heart, and because that's what the world needs. And it's not the hiding, and it's not the playing by the rules. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. If you're not hurting anybody, not trying to hurt people, there's no fucking deal about it. It's good, it's cool, it's chill. My phone's going to run out of space soon, so I'm just going to kind of wrap it up. Truly thank you to everybody that watches these, and that it means something too. That means a lot to me, and it helps me during my hard times. So truly, from the bottom of my heart, everybody, thank you. Thank you. And strength. I gotta get to work soon. Bye.